Hey, so a few days ago, I posted a video in response to a friend asking about the cuticle of a chicken egg. So if you didn't see that video, the cuticle is a very thin layer of protein that a female chicken, a hen, applies to the egg, to the hard eggshell, right before she lays it. And the function of the cuticle, this really thin layer of protein, is to seal the pores that are all over the hard eggshell. So all birds' eggs, whether it's chicken or otherwise, are really porous. They have a lot of little tiny pores. And if you look at that video from a couple days ago, you can see those pores. And those pores are really important because they allow gas exchange. So this little embryo that's growing in a chicken egg, as long as it's fertilized, right? That's growing in a chicken egg is going through cell respiration, just like we do. And it requires oxygen for cell respiration, and the byproduct of cell respiration is carbon dioxide. Just like when we exhale, we are getting rid of all of that CO2 that is the byproduct of cell respiration in the cells of our bodies. Same thing's happening in this little embryo. It needs to get rid of CO2, and so that CO2 escapes out the pores while oxygen is allowed to come in. However, as soon as the egg leaves the safe area of the female's reproductive tract, it is quite literally surrounded by potential threats, just pathogens everywhere in a bird's nest. Salmonella in the poop and various other bacterial species are constant threats around birds' nests, even birds' nests where the parents are super diligent about getting rid of the feces and keeping the nest clean. So, long story short, as soon as an egg is laid, it is under threat from all sides, quite literally. And so the cuticle helps to protect the egg from pathogens, okay? So here's where things get interesting. At least interesting from a human health perspective. And I'm not gonna hold up the egg anymore because my arm's getting tired. But from a human health perspective, and this is something I actually learned when doing my own research on the cuticle, different countries handle the cuticle of chickens very differently. So in the United States and only a small number of other countries, the cuticle is by law has to be washed off of the egg before it ever enters the food supply. So and as soon as you wash the cuticle off, that egg must now be refrigerated to avoid bacterial contamination, right? Whereas before the cuticle was protecting that egg from bacterial contamination. So in the US and not many, but actually a small number of other countries, we have to refrigerate our eggs pretty much from farm to table, whereas in Europe and most other countries, the cuticle is left intact, which protects the egg naturally from bacteria. Thus, the eggs can be housed and stored on your shelf for a month and a half.